Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to show you a flip through of my travel album. This trip was to London and it was quite a short trip, so this album is pretty small. It's just a 4x4 little travel album. And we visited London just for one purpose actually, to visit the Harry Potter studio tour. And that's why this album is pretty small, because I want to document the Harry Potter studio tour in a bigger album. But I also wanted to, document all the other days we had in London itself. So that's why I made this album here. So this album starts with the large letter for London. That's how I often like to start my travel albums, with the first letter of the city that we went to. And it's on this cute transparency here. And then I did not have an opening picture or something like this. I just made this little pocket here, and I made it from a paper bag that I took with me as ephemera. And here I have some journaling and the boarding passes. And this journaling just talks about how this trip was booked and why. So my reason why for this trip was to go to the Harry Potter studio tour. And on the back I have this little cute heart, and then I just used this cute tag here to just stamp out the dates. And then I just stamped out the itinerary here, all the places that we went to. And here is kind of a little picture from the trip to show, what London looks like. And then this little let's go piece here. So for each day I made these pockets here from pattern paper, and then I also cut out from gold foil paper the numbers of the days. So this was the first day, and I made these pockets to have my journaling in here. And you can find a little process video on my Instagram page and also on this YouTube channel. And I really like to have dividing pages for the days of my trip. It kind of shows, okay, here's a new day, because sometimes you cannot see it from the photos. And it was a great opportunity to just put all my journaling for the day in here. So on the first day, it was our flight to London. So I have this journaling card right here, where I just stamped London and the date. And I used many things from my stash. So this was not one travel kit that I used for the whole album. I just wanted to use some things that I already had and really using things up. So here we have this little cute vellum piece, and I used alphabet stickers to write out the airport that we went to. And here you can see I'm using a mixture of pictures inside the page protector and then also outside. I think in the small albums it's very nice to just have both. And also if you have two outside of the page protector photos, sometimes they stick together and I really do not like it, so I always mix things up. And also you can see I'm also mixing sizes. So this photo here is 3x4, these photos here are 4x4, and the outside of the page protector are a little bit larger than 4x4. And then I also added these 2x2 pocket pages. So it has 4 2x2 pockets, and I always used 3 for photos and 1 kind of as a see-through piece. In this case I used also the transparency that you already saw on the front in my opening page, and then I embellished it with stickers. And I also had these great chipboard pieces here. They are like a dark blue and gold foil, and I always use them on the big outside of the page protector photos. Here you can see more of the stickers and the see-through piece on this page protector. And I really love the outside embellishment here with the chipboard stickers. Looks very cute. And then I also added ephemera in my album. So we went to this pizza place and I just took a card from them and I really used it as a background for my photos. So this is outside of the page protector and I just printed the photos a little bit smaller, and here you already see the name of the place we went to and it adds a little bit of texture. So here we have the repetition. Here's day 2 with this pattern paper pocket, and it's a different pattern paper, but they are quite similar also with the colors and everything. So it is a little bit cohesive, but also a little bit different for each day. Again, changing the sizes. For this photo, I just cut up a big page protector that I had with the 3x4 pocket. And here I again added ephemera. So we went to this place here, and here it's a background also for the photo, but also I just cut out this piece where you can see what's on the menu. So I think it's a great detail to include what was in the menu and also the prices, because sometimes places are a little bit cheaper, sometimes they are more expensive, or maybe even over the years the prices change. So it's a nice detail to have in your travel album. And of course I also took some maps with me. So this is a little map from the tube, and I think it's also a cute detail because you will remember all the stations that were important for this trip. And here on the flip out I just added a little tab sticker and a photo. I also had this pattern paper here, and I think it's quite fitting because, you know, these are the little icons for London, and it's just a little decorative piece here. We went to Krispy Kreme donuts, so I added this little paper here. And it's actually the back of the outside of the page protector photo. And as a Harry Potter fan, we also went to Mina Lima. This is a little store with very cute Harry Potter stuff. And I also added this card here to the album. So here we go. Day 3 also has this little dividing pocket. More 2x2 photos. And this was very hard for me because this is the day we went to the studio tour. So it was very hard to narrow down the photos because I took so many. And here I started to add little stickers and embellishments that were kind of not travel themed, but Harry Potter themed. Yeah, lots of photos and memories. I'm kind of planning to do a little compilation album of all Harry Potter things I have done. So this will be then in a bigger album. But I also wanted to include enough photos because this was our whole day, right? So this day in this album would be then, you know, very small if I left them out. And this big castle here, this was amazing standing there. So in the end, you only see our delicious dinner we had then back in the city center. And now comes day 4. This was the day we left, so we had a little breakfast, strolling around, and this cute cupcake here. And then we bought some bagels for the flight, and I took this paper here with me. And here in the back for the boarding passes, I repeated the style of the little pocket here. You can find a similar in the front. And this was basically a little map from Selfridges. So I just hand stitched around here, and there are the boarding passes from the flight back. Here I have one final journaling card and this little travelogue. I always include these in my travel albums, and it's kind of a repeating thing for me. I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave them down below, and I see you in the next video. Bye!